Ted Kaczynski was a maths genius and environmentalist who became the most feared terrorist in America. Known as the Unabomber, Kaczynski dedicated his life to spreading fear, carrying out a deadly bombing campaign across the United States that lasted 17 years. From 1978 to 1995, Kaczynski sent at least 16 homemade bombs to universities, airlines, and tech companies. His bombs killed 3 people and seriously injured 23 others. Victims included professors, airline executives, and ordinary workers, people he saw as responsible for advancing technology and industrial society.
A nationwide manhunt underway. FBI is looking for a serial bomber that it believes is responsible for killing a New Jersey man in a mail bomb attack Saturday.
His bombs were terrifying. Some exploded in mailrooms. Others were disguised as packages or books, triggering with deadly precision. Victims lost fingers and were left permanently scarred and disfigured. Kaczynski wanted to destroy modern industrial society, believing that technology is enslaving society. Ted Kaczynski was born in 1942 in Chicago. A gifted child, he skipped 2 grades and entered Harvard at just 16. He was painfully shy, socially isolated, but brilliant at mathematics. After earning a PhD at the University of Michigan, he became one of the youngest ever professors at UC Berkeley. But just 2 years later, in 1969, he suddenly quit, abandoning his success to dedicate himself to terrorism. Despite the terror, the FBI struggled to find him for almost 20 years. He left little trace, living off the grid in a tiny, isolated cabin in Montana. The cabin had no electricity or running water. Ted's violent campaign aimed to force society to confront what he saw as the destructive effects of technology. In 1995, he demanded a major newspaper publish his 35,000-word manifesto, Industrial Society and Its Future. In it, he argued that technological progress was eroding human freedom and destroying the environment, but despite the intellectual tone, his actions caused terror, pain, and death. The FBI launched one of its longest and most expensive manhunts ever. Investigators pored over clues and bomb fragments, but hit dead ends. The break came when Kaczynski's manifesto was published by the New York Times and the Washington Post. His brother noticed the writing style matched Ted's letters and journals and tipped off the FBI. In 1996, agents found Kaczynski's cabin in Lincoln, Montana. It was small, crude, and surrounded by wilderness. Inside, they discovered bomb-making materials, explosives, and detailed journals outlining his plans and ideology.
Neighbors say that the cabin had no heat and had no electricity, that Kaczynski lived in what was essentially a hermit lifestyle.
Kaczynski was arrested without resistance. The true identity of the man who had evaded capture for so long shocked those who he did occasionally speak to.
Is he a character around, or?
His personality, I would say, did not allow him to really cause anybody any problems. He just rode around town on his bicycle, went to the library on occasion.
In 1998, to avoid the death penalty, he pleaded guilty to all charges and was sentenced to life in prison without parole. His crimes left a dark legacy, a brutal, violent campaign driven by extremist beliefs about technology and society. Ted Kaczynski wanted to save the environment and free humanity from technology's grip. Instead, he brought fear, death, and lasting trauma. Ted Kaczynski died by suicide in his prison cell on June 10, 2023. He was 81 years old. He had spent 27 years behind bars, serving a life sentence without parole in some of America's toughest prisons. Thanks for watching.